Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Talks with Ro. Today, we're going to be talking about being a good steward over the little. So I'm going to wait for a few people to come in so that we can say good morning, and then we can get this very powerful conversation going. This is something that I had to become aware of in a major way and learn to do when I hit one of the worst financial skid marks in my adult life, as well as was dealing with the fear of not knowing what I was going to do about my career that I thought I was going to have to change because opportunity did not seem like it was budging. And so it was like, what do you need to do, Rhona, to get yourself back on track? And that brings me to today's topic, which is I needed to become a better steward over what I had. I had gotten complacent. I had gotten comfortable. I didn't plant any more seeds. I wasn't watering those seeds with my attention. I wasn't taking action towards my higher, what my grander vision was for myself and my life and all of that stuff. And when we don't, hey y'all, good morning. When we don't handle our business, the Most High is like, oh, you're not going to take good care of it? Let me have that back. You know, so a lot of us are looking for increase, but we're not handling what we currently have well. And in order for the Most High to know that you can have more, and do well with it, it wants to see that you're going to handle your business with what you currently have. So there was this, good morning, everybody. Hey, Armani. And before I even jump into this conversation, today is a really special day because In Vogue is having the video premiere for Rocket, our single off of our forthcoming album, Electric Cafe. That's going to be released at essence.com. It's also going to be featured on the In Vogue Vivo channel, and who knows who else is going to pick it up and run with it. We're really excited about it. We hope you love it. We think it's amazing, and we've been getting great feedback about it. So today is the day. Check it out. Okay, who's in here before? Hey, now. Who's in here before I say what's cracking with this message? Good morning, Charles. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Amanda. Let's see. Janice. Hey, Crystal. All my folks are in the room. Armani. Rocket. I love it. Hey, Kevin. You know, I don't know, honey, what time. We're going to all be sitting on with bated breath together. So we will find out very soon. Thank you so much, DeFrance. Thank you. This has been quite a journey, right? We started the path on Electric Cafe years ago. And, you know, different things came up and hiccups and this and that and just changes. And it is a testament to perseverance, right? It's a testament to having endurance, something that we speak about all the time on Morning Talks with Ro. So it's very nice that we finally get this opportunity to release this creativity in this way. Let's see. That's right, Simone. Absolutely. Letting God use me. Good morning, Janice. Terrell says, looking forward to meeting you at the Zulu Ball in New Orleans. Awesome. Awesome. Kevin, that's what I'll throw up the rockets, baby, if you're ready. Aisha, how are you, dear? Good morning. That's my love warrior in the spot. Uh-oh, the sun is getting ready to kiss me real good today. Y'all see it? Does it make me look fabulous? I want to look more fabulous if it's going to blind me today. Okay, good morning, Trey. So today we're talking about being a good steward over the little so that the Most High can pour more into your life. And I'm going to give you an example of where I'm going with this. So years ago, when I dealt with one of the worst financial skid marks in my adult life, when I was like, whoa, what is going on? You know, am I going to have to get a regular job, which I did, to make my ends meet? Am I going to have to change my career, which I kind of did, in the sense of I added something to my arsenal, and that is being a coach. I was like, I refuse to be unhappy. What else can I do? How else can I serve? How else can I be of purpose that's going to make me feel good about my contribution on the planet? And that started this incredible journey that has brought me to where I am today. But one of the main things I needed to do in order to get back on track with my own success, in order to get back on track with my mental toughness, in order to get back on track with spiritual soundness, was to be a better steward over what I currently had. So I went to this thing called the Millionaire Mind Intensive, okay? And I highly recommend that if it comes to your city, Google it, you guys, the Millionaire Mind Intensive, especially if you're dealing with financial issues. Because I believe that when we deal with something, if you want to conquer that thing, completely immerse yourself in it. No holds barred. When I was dealing with financial issues, I was like, give me that book on prosperity. I'm going to that abundance seminar. I am going to find whatever mentors I can, whatever books and tools I can. I'm diving into this stuff. I'm going to do the stuff that looks stupid to somebody else because I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'll tell you if it worked in a second. Okay, that's the kind of person I can be. I will completely immerse myself in it so that I can break the chains. I can scramble the pattern. I can find out what it is I need to do about my inner blueprint that may need to shift in order for me to start seeing what I want to see in my life. Most of us have some things in our blueprint, the way that we think about things, the way that we've been approaching stuff. This sun is real special. Let me see if this will help me. I don't know. How we've been approaching things and how we think about things. It's 11:11. Bless up. That's God time for me. Thank you so much for putting that out there. That's my number. Bless up. So I went to the Millionaire Mind Intensive. They come to different cities, you guys. It is free. If you miss this knowledge and you know it's for free, what are we talking about? Your girl is hooking you up. They help you to find out what is going on in your mindset that is affecting your financial blueprint. Okay? So, one of the analogies that they used when they were talking about, well, this is how I'm acquainted to being a good steward, is let's say you have a toddler, right? There's a mother in an ice cream store with a toddler, and the baby sees this ice cream cone and it points it to the ice cream cone and says, I want that. And it says, I want 3 scoops. Now, as a mom, you know that most toddlers do not have the motor skills to balance 3 scoops of ice cream on an ice cream cone. I mean, most of us might not have the motor skills to do it. But you definitely probably would not give that to a toddler. What you probably would do is say, you know what, honey, I'll give you a scoop of ice cream. And when I see that you can handle a scoop of ice cream, I will give you more. I will add on to that. The Most High, I believe, operates in the same way. Let me see how you handle what you have. Will you be a good steward over the small so that I know you are prepared to receive more? So that I know if I give you more, you're not going to squander it. You're not going to, if I want to use you in the more, how are you going to be when you have little? That's what I had to do. Not only did I have to go back into my own choices and decisions that I had made that put me in the position that I was in, because I take responsibility for myself even when it's difficult. I highly recommend that you do it too. It's the most empowering position to be in, because now you're not pointing your finger outside of yourself for a situation to change. Now you keep the power within you. You say, what new choices can I make? What new mindset can I pick up? What new vision can I make for myself that's going to change my circumstances? As opposed to pointing the finger outside of yourself and waiting for another person or situation to change in order for your stuff to change. Isn't that powerful? So I went into my own stuff and I said, Rhona, what choices have you been making? What disciplines have you gotten away from? Or what disciplines do you need to pick up that is going to help you be a better steward over what you currently have so that you can increase? Right? So I was talking to my girlfriend yesterday, and that's how this whole thing came up, because I was like, wow, it's so interesting where I am even in my music career right now, because my solo deal where we expected amazing things to happen was 17 years ago. What? 17 years ago, you guys. And I remember how big our vision was for my album, right? Oh, we're going to do this. I traveled the world with my record. I went overseas. I released it in different territories. We just didn't make it back to America, right? And I remember even when someone asked me to let go of some of the people that were important to me around me, and I said no, they were like, well, I don't know what's going to happen with your career. Now, back then, especially, before there was The Voice, before there was an American Idol, before there was a X Factor and more mature artists were even getting any kind of shine, somebody could have told me, oh, honey, at 41, you're gonna be washed up. Ain't no way nobody gonna pay attention to you in the music industry. But look at the change of the territory. Look at how life continues to evolve and expand and become. We can never afford to count ourselves out, ever. Who knows? All I know is that I had to keep going. I had to keep tweaking. I had to keep making new decisions that put me in alignment with my highest good and my greatest blessings, that made me into a better, who am I becoming on this path, so that whatever does come up, I'm prepared. I can be used in a good way to deliver this from me, right? And 17 years later, still doing what I love to do, bless God, for a living, in another position I didn't even foresee for myself. We won't know all the answers all the time. We won't even know how it's going to show up. We just got to do our part. Be a good steward over what you currently have. And then let the Most High work from there. We don't have to have the answers. I didn't have the answers. There's a great quote I always share with you guys during my show. I say, it's from Ernest Holmes. It's a book called The Science of Mind. It says, do until you demonstrate. He says, I don't care if it takes 2 months, if it takes 2 years, or if it takes 20 years. Keep doing until you demonstrate. It is 17 years later, folks. And who knows what the next 5 and the next 15, God willing, I'm here, is going to look like. Don't count yourself out. Be a good steward over the little. And I'm going to be sharing with you some tips today on how you can do that. But first, let me see what everybody's saying. Because there's a lot of stuff going on up in her. What up, y'all? Welcome to Morning Talks with Ro. You know we about to get it in. That's what we do. I see all these rockets in here. I love it. Y'all know rocket is dropping today. I'm so excited. I can't wait till you see it. Okay, let's see. Lisa Steven says, forward to your next concert in Hamburg. Yes, we're going to be in Europe soon. Look at this thing. It's just like, okay. I'm looking forward to going back to Europe too. Good morning. Abdul, good morning. I love all these rockets I see. Charles, good morning, sweetheart. Kirsty, good morning. Good afternoon, dear. She's in Europe. 1111. Motivate, row. Hey, Ferris. Hey, babies. Talk about it. Let's see. Satisfied. Speak on it. You never know what God has planned for you. You sure don't. You've just got to keep going and being a good steward over what you currently have. I'm so sorry about this old crazy lighting coming in here. I normally try to move, but y'all just going to have to roll with your girl. I don't want to get out in the traffic. I remember we had that conversation a few years back. AJ, shout out to you, baby. To reach for something greater, you must first let go of what's in your hands. Well, oh, goodness. Listen, speak it, I sure am. Hey, y'all. Lies, still in the game, baby. You better say it with your chest. Love this. Thank you, Ro. I remember hearing your solo music at the AMC downtown Disney. Awesome. I was like, oh, it's Rhona. She's going places. Ha ha, keep it up. That's right, baby. Life is something else. The Most High knows the plan. Just be prepared. Speak on it, Shanika. Loretta says, yes. Be a good steward over the little. Steward little. Ha 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 ha. Hello. Hi, hey, Brandy. Oh, thank you, Shirley. Ashley says, love it, was well needed this morning. I mean, we already got some good stuff in already, right? I haven't even given you some of the tips I wrote down, but I've pretty much been speaking on it. Okay, Rocket Day. Yes, embrace the journey. So let's talk about some tips, folks. How to be a good steward over the little. I don't know how much I'm going to expound on each idea. I think I've done a pretty decent job of saying why and where these things came from within my own experience. I'm speaking from my own wisdom, okay, on this, and having to go in and let me just tell you, I say this a lot too. Chase these champions down. Find them. Who is excelling in the area that you want to excel in? What do they do? How do they live? What are their practices? Can you adopt some of what they do and put your own spin on it? Can you just be who you are, take what's good from that, leave the rest? Track down people who are successful and look at what they're doing. How are they living their lives? What kind of mindset do they have? Where do they speak from when they speak? What kind of mental toughness do they exude? This is the stuff you would ask good questions so you can get to some good answers. Okay, let's see. Good morning, you guys. Hey, Nalaja. Good morning. Girl, I hope you haven't missed some of this talk because there was some good stuff coming out. Okay, so the first tip, be consistent. We must be consistent. A lot of us think that, and this I might as well just bring these two together. Be persistent. Not only do you need to do things over and over and over again because we're creatures of habit. This is a human behavior. Whatever we do over and over again, whether it's good or bad, it can become a habit for you. So be consistent with this new behavior or new way of thinking or new way of being or new way of speaking for yourself until it becomes a habit. Practice makes permanent. Okay, so be consistent and then be persistent, be relentless. 17 years ago, folks, I didn't know what my singing career would look like 17 years later after all such big hopes and dreams. And let me just keep it 100. I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. All I know is I have to have a space to release the gift, even if it's at a club. I've got to release the gift. I have to release the creativity. I've got to have an outlet for what was put in me. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you don't use something, you can lose it. If Spirit sees that you've been given something and you're not capitalizing on it, it'll take that one gift away. Make sure that you are utilizing, that you are unleashing the potential that is in you. That's where we get to start seeing the magic of life take place and live in real fulfillment. And sometimes we don't know what that's going to look like. And if we don't need it to be on some large or lower scale, if we don't have too much judgment surrounding what it is, if you can just find the joy in releasing it, then the Most High can take it and do with it whatever is best for you. Whatever's in alignment with your highest good and your greatest blessings, right? Okay. Learn from your mistakes. Another tip for being a good steward over the little. You know, don't just let them happen and complain about it. What can you gain from what you just experienced or what you just went through? Where is the good? I don't care how bad it was. Where's the good? I went through something the other day. It felt horrible to experience, but I'm like, where's the good? What can I gain from this? Why did this take place? Oh, when I made this choice or when I indulged in this energy, I attracted this experience. Oh, I just learned something that I don't want to do for the future. Oh, that's the good. Find the good. Learn from your mistakes. What's the next tip? Regulate your attitude. What kind of attitude are you bringing to life? How are you showing up? Do you have the stinky McStinker vibe going on and people don't want to be around you? How are you showing up in life? What are you doing? How are you treating people while you're in your position you are right now? Because if it's, let's say you're frustrated and upset, are you treating people from that place? Or are you being mindful of how you're operating and where your energy is coming from and how you're letting it out of yourself? Be mindful of your attitude you're bringing to life, because it can make or break what happens. Even when we feel down and out, still regulate the attitude. It can be a huge, great attractor for you, for better things or for worse things. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying before I complete this list of tips. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Talks with Ro. Smalls, what up? What up? Let's see what you're saying. Loretta says, truth. Can you lose the gift before you learn to use it? If you are endeavoring to find out what is in you to be released, I say no, because you still haven't discovered it. But it is our job to discover it. And maybe if you don't discover it, because you don't use it, you don't find real joy or more joy. So if there's something in you that is intended to be released, go, find a way to do it. It doesn't have to be on some large scale. Just multiply, unleash the potential. Let's see. Tiffany, good morning from Chicago. There is a lesson or blessing in everything. Absolutely. Prayer has been turn your temper to temperance. Ha, that's an interesting way to say it. I like it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right? Whatever the things are that we need to do in order to shift in our attitude. It may be a shift in your perspective. It may be a shift in what you're allowing something to mean to you. Maybe we have to change what something, a girlfriend's talking to me. I don't know how many times she might go in. But it may be a shift in what you need to tell yourself about something that's happened. It may be a shift in what you're allowing someone to mean to you. You may need to deprioritize someone in your life so that what they say isn't so important. You may need to deprioritize something somebody said. What is it that needs to be tweaked in your world that's going to shift your attitude into a better place? Let's see. You're welcome, Tanisha. Okay, so next on the list, tips for being a good steward over the little. Okay, and I talked about how you're treating people. Yes. How are you treating yourself? How are you treating yourself right now? Are you taking care of yourself? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically? Are you being a good steward over yourself? And if you're not, what can you do different from when we turn this talk off? Moving forward, what new choices can you make that's going to nurture you better? How are you treating yourself? Huge. Okay. Be resourceful. What do you have? Like, a lot of us think that in order for the circumstances to change or to move, we might need a lot of money. Not always. When I hit my worst financial skid mark, I had to be very creative. Do you hear me? And I also picked up new skills. Because I was like, well, I can't afford to do that. And I'm not going to afford to do that. So I guess I got to learn how to edit videos. And I guess I got to learn how to whatever. I picked up skills, honey. Pick up these skills. Don't outsource. You don't always have to outsource. Sometimes it's not your strength. Understood. But if you can challenge yourself to pick up new skills, be resourceful and do it for yourself. You'll thank yourself later. Be resourceful. Who can you call? Who's in your inner circle? Who's in your outer circle? Who are you afraid to call that could be the answer to the next great step that's going to move you forward? What books can you read? What videos can you indulge in all day long on YouTube that's chock full of the information you need to advance yourself? It's just a matter of, are you taking the time? Are you siphoning off the time to do the work that needs to be done in order to see the results you want to get? Or are you expecting that things are just supposed to happen? Or have you tried and then you just exhausted now, you're not going to try again? You have to be relentless. You don't have to do anything, right? But I highly recommend that you are relentless. I highly recommend that you persist. And I know it's not always easy. When I was going hard in the paint, there were days that I was like going hard for 16 hours. I was tired. I was stressed. But you know what I kept telling myself? Because I had to run my champion dialogue on a regular basis. I said, you know what? It won't be like this always, Ro. I'm going to call the shots on my time again. It won't be like this always. I'm calling the shots on my time again. I ran that tape constantly. Because I was tired. Because I was stressed. Because I was scared. I didn't know what was in front of me. The mystery of whatever, I didn't know. All I could do was hope that the actions I was taking was going to take me in the direction that I was looking. But I couldn't afford to stop because then I could never find out. Let's see what you guys are saying. Chuck, what up? Let's see what you're saying. If you put your phone on silent, the chimes won't be audible. True enough. You know, normally I do that and I didn't do it today. Sorry. Relentless. I see that hashtag. Speak. Yes. Who's putting all those angry faces in here? Okay. Okay, let's see. Speaking the truth. Naliji. Hey lady, how are you? Okay, Nalaja says, I'm going to have to catch the beginning on replay, but I hear you speaking on it. Speak truth. You're dropping diamonds today. Awesome. Good morning, Carrington. Welcome, everybody, to Morning Talks with Ro. We've been going in today. Okay, last thing, be accountable. Be accountable for your actions. Be accountable for the energy you put out in the world and what that could bring you back. Be accountable for the fact that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing to get the results you say you want to get. Be accountable for dropping the ball if you've been dropping the ball. Be accountable for giving up if you gave up, and then get back on it. Be accountable for whatever it is you need or want to do for yourself in order to put yourself on track for what the results you want in your life. As soon as we make a definitive decision to say, I'm going to do my part, I'm going to show up, and even though I don't know what the future looks like, I'm going to keep doing my part. And this is why you hear a lot of people say, make sure you're passionate about whatever it is you're going after, because you don't know when it's going to happen. Even starting this coaching journey, consciously starting this coaching journey, I had been doing it prior to this moment, which was what inspired me to go ahead and turn it into a profession. But prior to this moment, back in 2010, I started consciously doing it. I didn't launch my university till 6 years later, almost 7 years later. A lot of the stuff I just did because I cared, because it was something that I was passionate enough about to keep going regardless. I feel like I'm making a contribution on the planet that's worth it. So I'm going after it. That's why we highly recommend to be passionate or to find something that really means something to you, so that you will have the engine, the fuel to keep going. The fuel to keep going. Because we don't know when it's going to show up. 2 months, 2 years, 20 years. But if it's something you really desire, if you're really purposeful in it, not only whenever you finally get to this destination that we don't know what's going to look like, then we get to that cliche quote that we always hear, enjoy the journey. Because it really is about that. I mean, who are we going to meet along the way? Who are we becoming along the way? What are we experiencing along the way? A lot of this stuff is about that. There's so much that at the time that scared the crap out of me that I'm super duper grateful I went through. I'm so grateful I went through it. Not at the time it scared the crap out of me, but now I know it shaped me. It made me mentally tougher. It made me more relentless. I got major go in me because of it. Major go. All right, what y'all talking about? Let's see. Can somebody forward this to that man in the White House? What up? Oh, morning talks with Ro. All right, let's see. Listening, driving. Hey, Monica. Chantiel is accountability. Greetings. Need results. Back on track. Bless up. You have to be accountable in order to succeed all day, every day. It empowers you. It is in your best interest to be accountable. You may want to point the finger at somebody else or something else or blame something, but it keeps the power outside of you. The moment you take responsibility, the moment you become accountable for however you're choosing to see something, however you're choosing to respond to something, then circumstances can change. And guess why? Because now you're choosing. The power stays with you. Okay, let's see. Ask, Ro. Preaching knowledge, speak. Okay, you guys, do you have any questions for me before I get out of here? Those are my tips I wanted to give you about being a good steward over the little. I hope you've enjoyed today's talk, that you've gotten a lot of jewels from it, that you've grown and stretched in your perspective because of it. Hey, Priska. Good morning, dear. And shout out to everybody else who just joined Morning Talks with Ro. Wisdom, you're speaking, Rhona. So glad. Got to grow up with you on MMC. We did grow up together. Always enjoy talking with you. Thank you for coming to the conversation and putting that in here. Okay, Bishop William Murphy Sr. anointed me as a leader. Awesome, Monica. We got some catching up to do, but you know you can never do these talks without the coffee cup now, right? It just belongs, even if the cup is empty. Oh, that's what's up. I love it. All right, you guys have any questions for me before I bounce out? Don't forget the premiere of the video for In Vogue today. Rocket. Pew. It's coming, baby. You ready? Throw your rockets up if you're ready. It's coming. So exciting. It's going to be featured at essence.com, as well as, of course, on the In Vogue Vivo channel, and then whatever other outlets decide to pick it up. Let's see. Thank you for this. Was great. Making notes. Awesome. Going in ways. Didn't see it coming. Monica, isn't that life, right? That things happen that we don't expect. You know, show up and it just because you develop yourself. Monica's a PPU alumni, Personal Power University alumni, and has gone on this journey and has experienced so much more because she decided to play at 100%. And now life is showing up in ways that she did not anticipate. But we don't know how the gift or the momentum will be used. We just got to be present and be a good steward over what we got. Okay. Chantiel says, so excited. Johnny says, rocket. All right, you guys. Yes, I see these rockets going up. I appreciate your presence this morning. Thank you to everybody who has been supporting me, who has been supporting In Vogue, who tunes into these talks, who gives me feedback about these talks. By the way, hit me up at askro@gmail.com. If you want me to speak about something specific, let me know. If you want to give me feedback, good, bad, or indifferent, because that's how I grow and stretch as a coach and doing these videos to make them more effective, holla at your girl. ASKRHO@gmail.com. askro@gmail.com. I'm about to get out of here, you guys. Anything else you want to tell me before I say peace? Okay, all the best to you. Oh, who's the writer of Rocket? Neo. Neo wrote Rocket and Sauce. I don't know if you guys remember the group Something for the People. Sauce was one of the performers in Something for the People. Stupid talented musician. Both of them did that track. Off the charts, right? Bless up, everybody. I hope you have an amazing, amazing day and a fantastic week. Rocket!